Mary Tsukamoto was born on January 17, 1915, in San Francisco, California. At 10 years old, she and her family moved to Florin, California, where they worked on a farm. She attended Florin Grammar School, which was segregated at the time. In high school, her teacher, Mable Barron, helped gain admission and a scholarship to the College of the Pacific in Stockton, California in 1933. She left before graduating and married Al Tsukamoto. Mary taught Sunday school in the local Methodist church and joined the Florin chapter of the Japanese American Citizens League, becoming its executive secretary. In 1940, the Tsukamotos were able to get the Florin School Board to do away with segregated schools. In spring 1942, as a Japanese American Citizens League officer, she and her husband worked with the Army's Wartime Civilian Control Administration, the Federal Reserve Bank, and Farm Security Administration to help Issei and Issei in the Sacramento area register for removal and dispose of their belongings. They performed their duties from the confines of the Fresno Detention Center. This was a makeshift internment camp to house incarcerates, while the war relocation camps at Jerome and Gila River were being constructed. At the detention center, Mary Tsukamoto worked teaching a summer school as a speech teacher and taught English class for Issei. In October 1942, the Tsukamotos were transferred to the Jerome War Relocation Camp in Arkansas. Mary became part of an incarcerate-organized effort to provide schooling for the children. Mary taught speech courses for the high school students and English for the Issei. She worked with outside religious groups at Christmas 1942 to supply chicken dinners for the incarcerates and presents for the children. She received a letter from Eleanor Roosevelt asking about her plans for the future in response to a letter of holiday greetings she sent to the White House. After leaving camp, Tsukamoto enrolled at Sacramento State and began employment as a substitute teacher. In 1949, she became one of the first certified Japanese American teachers by joining Florin Elementary School in the Elk Grove School District as a third-grade teacher. She taught for 26 years. In 1981, she testified in the congressional hearings by the United States Commission on Wartime Internment and Relocation of Citizens, and in 1987, she published the book We the People, A Story of Internment in America, to help ensure that all citizens of the United States can learn about the Japanese internment experience, as well as the courage, resilience, and patriotism of the people interred. In 1983, Tsukamoto started her Time of Remembrance program, which brought Elk Grove students together with former incarcerates. The students listened to stories from Japanese internment camp victims, looked at photographs and artifacts, and learned what it means to be an American citizen. She created this curriculum in an effort to shed light on the discrimination that the Japanese endured during World War II and to enrich their knowledge of American history. In later years, Mary recalled her arrival at camp.
And I never will forget, the train stopped and we got off and they put us on a big truck with sides, with the it looked like one of those cattle cars. Anyway, we stood up because there were no chairs for us to sit on this pickup. And so we all stood up in it and packed tightly, crowded into this truck. They drove us to the Fresno Assembly Center. And then we got off there and they told us to get in, and there was the barbed wire gate and the MPs around there. And we had to go in through that gate. And after we got in there, we knew that the gate was shut. And so we saw all these people behind the fence looking out, hanging on to the wire and looking out because they were anxious to know who was coming in. But I will never forget the shocking feeling that human beings were behind this fence like animals, and we were going to also lose our freedom and walk inside of that gate and find ourselves cooped up there, and the police, the MPs with their guns, and some of them had bayonets. I don't know what they were going to do with it, if they thought we were going to run away, I guess. But anyway, when the gates were shut, we knew that we had lost something that was very precious, that we were no longer free.